Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Good morning, colleagues.
Tansi, it's great to be with all of you here today. Premièrement, j'aimerais féliciter.
First of all, I would like to thank each of you on your election during the election in September. It's a great honor for me to be able to work here in the Parliament of Canada and to be able to work with you, regardless of your political party.
Here on your election to Parliament, especially the 49 newly elected members of Parliament. I want to take a moment to thank the residents of Pitt Meadows and Maple Ridge for re-electing me and giving me the privilege and responsibility to be their voice in our nation's capital. Members, as I speak, British Columbia is in a state of emergency. Much of our infrastructure has collapsed. Critical transportation links to the Lower Mainland have been cut off. Lives have been lost. Communities are isolated. Gas is being rationed, and shelves in many places are bare. I am confident that as we begin this new Parliament, all members of this House will want to work together to help British Columbia get back on its feet. Members, I'm a teacher by profession. One of the first times I came to Ottawa was for the Teachers Institute of Parliamentary Democracy, which was actually started by a previous speaker. Here, teachers come from across Canada to get a behind-the-scenes look at what happens here in Parliament, meeting with MPs, senators, media, clerks. J'étais vraiment impressionné par cette expérience.
I was deeply impressed by that experience. And that is what inspired me to become an MP. I began as an MNA in BC.
One of the responsibilities I had was Deputy Chair Committee of the Whole, which is the equivalent of Assistant Deputy Speaker, providing me valuable experience for the speakership. Colleagues, I was raised in a Royal Canadian Air Force family, born in Germany, and grew up on bases across Canada. Chibougamau et Valcartier in Quebec, Beaver Lodge in Red Deer, Alberta, Clinton, Ontario, Vancouver Island. I've been to every province and 2 of the territories. I also served as a communications reservist in the Canadian Armed Forces. I love our country. I'm dedicated to the nation of Canada. Members, I'm Métis on my father's side. My Indigenous ancestry is deeply meaningful to me. I'm a member of Métis Nation BC and locally of Golden Ears Métis Society. There are about 2 million First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people in Canada. This has been a year of grieving for Indigenous peoples as we become more aware of the abuses of the Indian residential schools. I have aunts and uncles who attended these schools as day students. As Speaker, I would seek ways to honor our Indigenous peoples and look for opportunities to advance reconciliation within Parliament. Collègues, sur la côté de ma mère, je suis...
Colleagues, on my mother's side, I am a Baudouin. Our roots go back to the very beginning of New France. As one of the first families in Quebec and Canada, I care greatly about my Francophone side. When I was an MLA, I represented British Columbia at the Francophonie Parliamentary Assembly. Before the election, I was on the Official Languages Committee. I understand the desire to protect the French language. As Speaker, I would support the rights and privilege of communicating in French.
There are some very important issues facing us that will soon be before the Speaker. I was troubled by recent reports about the toxic workplace and lack of impartiality in the office of the clerk. Firstly, everyone deserves a safe, respectful, fair, and functional workplace. This is the pinnacle of workplaces, and thus we must uphold the highest standards as example. Secondly, all members deserve a speaker and clerk that act on complete impartiality. These matters need swift, thorough, and transparent investigations. If elected Speaker, I will have an open door policy and look for ways to connect with all members. I view the role of the Speaker as the opportunity to serve members, not to be dictatorial or prescriptive, but to protect the rights and privileges of members of Parliament. The Speakership is an extremely important position in our parliamentary democracy and for upholding our liberties. I salute the excellent candidates who are vying to be Speaker today. I would be deeply honored to be your first choice. Merci beaucoup pour votre attention. Thank you.